Ever get locked out of your motorhome even though there's people inside the motorhome? Well, I just recently did. I'm gonna tell you all about it. So me and the wife and kids decided we were gonna take a trip down to Alabama to visit my niece down at University of Alabama. Great trip. We stayed at this place. It was a state park called Lake Lorraine State Park. It was in Coke, Alabama. I'll put some pictures up here so you can take a look at it. We had a really cool spot right on the water, and I think it was like $31 a day for a full hookup, so you can't beat the price, and the view was outstanding. It'll be easy to find. If you want to find it, just Google Lake Lorraine State Park in Coke, Alabama. But anyways, back to the story. So we went down to Alabama, visited my niece, and we were heading back up. We stopped just outside of Memphis to stay overnight at this little tiny, just park overnight type place, and we decided to cook some hamburgers. So I go out and cook hamburgers, and I'm outside, and I pass them off to my son, who goes inside the motorhome, closes the door. I walk over with the rest of them, and I go to open the door up, and the door is locked. It ain't moving. Why would you lock the door when I'm right here? So I knocked on the door and said, hey, open it up. Well, they were trying. They couldn't. They kept pulling on the handle and nothing was happening. It was just flopping around. I'd pull from my side, same thing would happen. It would just flop around. I was stuck outside the motorhome when they were actually stuck inside the motorhome. So, long story short, what I had to do is I had to pull the Jeep up next to the window, had them open it from the inside. Thank God they were in there. Had them open it from the inside, climbed up on top of my Jeep, on top of the spare tire, crawled through the window with some screwdrivers and some tools that I had on the outside of the motorhome, took the door panel apart, or took the plate off where the handle's at, and was able to jimmy it open that way. And then I just made it work to get home. I just used the deadbolt to get us home, keep the door closed. Anyways, I had to order a new one. I ordered it while we were en route home, so I'd have it right away. So I got it. I'm going to put it in now. So stay tuned, and you can watch me do it and hopefully learn something right along with me. See you in a little bit. Bye. In case I was hard to understand what exactly happened, I'm going to show you here. The door mechanism right here, the handle stopped working. When you pulled on it, the plunger wasn't moving at all, so we couldn't get the door open. It was stuck closed. So what I had to do is go inside, take it apart from the inside. Let me show you as I tell you here what I did. So here's a view from the inside. I had to come inside the motorhome and take out 3 screws, there, and there. And then I was able to take this off here. And once I had that off, there was the plunger. It was right there. It was broke. So it was stuck coming out of the door and it wouldn't move. Here's the broken piece. You can see it's just cheap pot metal. There's nothing fancy about it. They didn't even use good metal. They just used pot metal. So I've read a lot of complaints about this online. I'm not the first person it's happened to, and I definitely will not be the last. So the one I ordered, the replacement one, is steel, and I made sure of that when I got it by putting a magnet to it, and it was magnetized. So it is steel, not this cheap pot metal. So once I have the inside plate off, go ahead, and there's 2 screws right over here too. I took them out, and then this whole mechanism, you just pop it right out. Should come out pretty easy. Comes out, big piece there. So this is the new one I bought. It comes with an outside and an inside piece and a striker plate. But you can see with the new one here, I flip it over. That's the part that was broke right there. That snapped off from that plastic piece. So the plunger here was stuck in the out position. We couldn't get the door to move. So what I had to do is I had to pull this piece out and get in there with a pair of needle nose pliers and pull that way so that I could get the door to open up so we could get it in there. Then once I did that, I just removed this entirely, and then I just used the deadbolt lock to keep the door closed for the rest of our trip home. This is the new one right here. I'm going to put a link for it in the post down below so everybody can go ahead and get one if they need one. I got it on Amazon, and it was just over $100, so I think that's a pretty decent price. So when I was trying to install it, I came up with a small problem. pretty easily fixable, I think, but I just wanted to point it out to you guys. These tabs right here aren't on the old one. See, no tabs. I don't know why they put them on this one, but these tabs right here make it impossible for this thing to fit into the door where the old one did. So I'm gonna take my Dremel tool and I'm gonna cut off these extra tabs so they can fit in there, and then it should be no problem at all. So let's get to that. Okay. All right, that seemed easy enough. Knock that off there. There. Now the tabs are gone. Should fit in there pretty good. Let's go try it out. So I got the tabs cut off. Should fit in there pretty easily now. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there, and we'll put the other plate on and put it together. Forgive me if it's a little shaky. Usually my son is here helping me out, holding the camera for me when I do little videos, but he's at school right now, so I'll just make it work with me. Okay, so line those up, put it in, should pop right in there. Yeah, and it does it. All right, let's take a look. There's a little bit of a space right here that I'm not thrilled about. I don't know if you can see it or not, just a little bit where water's gonna get in there. So I got it lined up pretty good. I think what I was seeing there was the weather strippings kind of holding it away a little bit, because I am able to kind of push it in there and get it to seal up tighter. It was just the fact that holding the camera with one hand and pushing with the other with the door moving, I couldn't do it. So, but on this side, everything looks good. The holes are pretty much lined up. The deadbolt's lined up. Just got to put this plate on. There's 3 screws here, just like there was in the other one. And then this setup also came with a new striker plate, which I'll install that next, because I figure I've got a new one, might as well use it, right? So we'll put that in next, but let me go ahead and put this all together and we'll see how it works. So here's the new plate for the inside of the motorhome. You got to get these right here lined up with these so you can put it on there though, and they move pretty freely, so it's might be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but we'll get it done. So let's see, this has got to go like that and straight up. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it took me probably about 10 minutes to get this thing lined up properly. I got it lined up now, so now I'm gonna put some screws in to hold it before I lose these things and it moves on me again. Get them nice and snug. And take a look at the other side and see if it did pull it in tight against that weather stripping, which I think it will. So I think I'll be all right there. Let's go around this side. Oh yeah, it pulled it in nice and tight. Look at that. Nice and tight. Got to do these screws now. Almost forgot these two. Okay, let's see if it lines up. It does. Let's see what happens with that out a little bit. Still shuts. Okay, good. But I am still going to change this out because they sent me a new one. Look at that. Look how loose that was already anyways. They sent me a new one, so I might as well use it. Possibly. If this one comes out. I'm not going to try to break anything getting that one out, so if it doesn't come out and it works fine, I'm going to use this one, I guess. I don't really see a good way to get this one out, quite honestly, without taking all these screws right here out of the door, taking the door frame out and getting this thing out. And I am not doing that today. I don't have to, so I'm not going to. So, all right. So I'm going to put the screw back in. go get one of the other screws that I got with the new plate and replace the one that fell out. Be right back. Well, believe it or not, they didn't give me screws for this. So, like I said before, I'm not going to put this new one in. It's exactly the same as the old one, so why bother with it? But I am going to have to go to the hardware store and buy a screw for right here. So I'm just going to take this one out, take to the hardware store, find one that matches it, and replace it. And I'm not going to wait to videotape that part. So just know that that's what I'm going to do. So I think for the most part, this handle has done a good job for me. It went on pretty easy. It's solid. It feels like it fit good. It didn't take much modification at all. Just that little bit of cutting the tabs off. So that was pretty easy. I think it's going to be a good door. Seems like it closes up nice and tight. There's really no play in it anymore. Well, that's it, everybody. I got my new door handle put in. It's nice and tight. I'm going to go to the hardware store when I leave this and go pick up that screw I need. But overall, it was a pretty easy fix. Took me maybe half hour. The longest thing was to cut off those two little tabs, and honestly, to get it lined up right when I was trying to put it together. I had to put the camera down because that took about 10 minutes, and that's just sheer luck. You might be lucky enough to get it, boom, first try. But anyhow, I'm real happy with it. I got it off Amazon. It was like $108, something like that. Like I said, I'll put the link down below. So if you run into this problem, you can order one, or just order it now and you've got it in stock then. So when it does happen to you, because from looking online, it's happened to a lot of people. So it probably will happen to you if you've got the pot metal one that came with the motorhome. So anyways, hope you guys learned something. I hope you enjoyed this. I don't put a lot of content out, as you probably have noticed, about the motorhome itself. I don't try to make work for myself, but when I do have work to do, I will record it, show you guys what's going on, because I know sometimes it's just a pain in the butt to figure these things out. So, all right, good camping, everybody. Have a good summer. Bye.